They said it couldn't be done. So we went ahead and did it. We are the leading and largest producer of tocotrienols and carotenoids in the world. They said it couldn't be built. So we built it. The first and largest integrated plant in the world to commercially extract tocotrienols and mixed carotenoids and biodiesel. They said we wouldn't go far. Our nutraceuticals are currently distributed and sold in over 30 countries. They say producing an alternative fuel could be far too expensive. We've had the cost-effective solution since 1995. Would you believe it if we told you that we're Malaysian? Believe it. A Malaysian company, Carotech is the leading and largest producer of tocotrienols, mixed carotenoids, phytosterol, crude glycerin, and methyl ester or biodiesel since 1995. It was publicly listed on the Malaysian Mesdec board in April 2005. Carotech's unique patented molecular distillation process sets it apart from other phytonutrient players. Together with parent company Hovid, Carotech pioneered this process to successfully extract valuable tocotrienols, carotenoids and biodiesel from crude palm oil. Carotech derives 5 main products from crude palm oil: crude glycerin, methyl ester, biodiesel, tocotrienols, carotenoids and phytosterols. Of these, tocotrienols and carotenoids feature most prominently on Carotech's product lineup. This is clearly obvious seeing the number of health supplement companies around the world touting tocotrienols as the premium potent ingredient in their formula. Worldwide extensive research on tocotrienols seem to enforce its effectiveness.
Tocotrienols and carotenoids aren't ordinary vitamins. They are super vitamin E and natural provitamin A.
Tocotrienol can be found in certain grains and even certain oils, such as palm oil. But you'd have to drink gallons of this stuff in order for it to make a difference. Instead, Terrio suggests a vitamin E capsule will do the trick.
Dr. Balch says a true natural vitamin E complex that includes a palm tocotrienol may add years to your life.
Vitamin E complex will prevent heart disease. It lowers the cholesterol, declots the blood, desludges it if you will, helps control hypertension, and is just plain good for your heart.
These health magazines and reviews are testimony that our products are bringing positive benefits to the end user. Carotenoids or supernatural vitamin A is used in health supplements and as a natural colorant and antioxidant in the food and beverage industry. The refined glycerin is used in pharmaceutical, cosmetic and personal care products around the world. Methyl ester has the added advantage in that it can be used for the manufacture of a powerful alternative fuel, biodiesel, as well as oleochemical.
Global demand for biodiesel is expected to grow some 25% this year. And it's not only high crude oil prices that are fueling demand. Biodiesel is seen as a cleaner, greener alternative to fossil fuels. It's derived from sustainable crops such as palm, soy and rapeseed. And when it burns, it produces far less pollution without hurting vehicle performance.
Carotech is proud to provide a solution which is clean and environment friendly: Caro Diesel. Caro Diesel, natural palm methyl ester, is derived from crude palm oil, a renewable resource as compared to diminishing fossil fuel reserves. Besides reducing the emission of greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide, the use of Caro Diesel at 100% concentration, B100, can produce virtually zero tailpipe emissions of sulfur oxides and drastically lower levels of particulates and hydrocarbons than petroleum diesel, and hence significantly reducing pollution. Under the framework of the Kyoto Protocol Treaty, major industrialized countries are mandated to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 6% between 2008 and 2012.
The European Union now requires a minimum content of biodiesel to be blended with regular diesel sold at the pumps. and others are swiftly following.
So India has legislated 5% of biofuel in their diesel. Korea started on January 1st. Malaysia is going to kick in 0.7, 5% of biofuel in their diesel.
Quality must be controlled. The company uses cutting-edge technology and exercises stringent quality control measures in all its production lines, from raw materials to finished product. Carotech's lab is ISO IEC 17025 accredited. All departments are GMP compliant and targeting for US FDA certification in the near future. The QC department produces certificate of analysis for customers' inspection assisted by the QA department, who constantly monitor the whole production process from raw material till finished product. With prudent management and a greater demand for our innovative products, Carotech's financial strength continues to grow at a stellar pace annually. Carotech is now standing tall on the horizon of growth. With a proven and patented technology and readily acceptable products, the nutraceutical business is economically viable with a proven track record of profitability. Tocotrienols continue to ride on the strong demand growth of natural vitamin E, widely used in cosmetic products and healthcare products in the US and Europe markets. In Japan, the nutraceutical market has been consistently expanding by 10% annually, and spending is estimated to reach $54 billion by 2012. And the introduction of our alternative fuel, Caro Diesel, could not have been more timely in a world of rising fossil fuel costs and global warming issues. A new Carotech biodiesel plant is currently under construction in Lumut, Perak to meet this growing demand, whilst Carotech continues to explore possibilities of setting up plants to produce biodiesel, oleochemicals and phytonutrients from crude palm oil locally and overseas. With an existing worldwide sales network and customer base in over 30 countries, the future for Carotech looks bright, and we sincerely look forward to being your partner in nutraceutical excellence.
A couple of years ago, with surging demand for biofuel from Europe and rising crude oil prices, investors rushed to build plants to turn palm oil into biodiesel. But with falling oil prices and changing opinions towards biofuel, many of those projects were put on hold. To adapt, biofuel producers now have to be a little more creative.
They call it the golden crop, and not only for its coloring. Palm oil exports earned Malaysia some $13 billion last year. The trees yield between 6 and 10 times more oil per hectare than other major oil crops, a huge advantage with global demand for edible oils predicted to surge over the next few years.
This is the biological advantage a tree crop like oil palm has over seed crops like soya, sunflower and rapeseed. So from that point of view, if you look at the demand just for food, oil palm is the only viable crop at the moment you can foresee to meet the demand.
To some, that high productivity has also made palm oil look well suited to helping meet the West's growing demand for biofuels, especially a couple of years back when palm oil prices were moderate and crude oil prices climbing fast. Since then, though, huge price volatility for both palm oil and crude oil has dented its attractiveness as a source of biodiesel. Efforts by European countries to protect local sources of biofuel, coupled with an environmental campaign targeting palm oil, haven't helped either.
We did actually see about 15 to 20 plants being built in the Southeast Asian region, 15 in Malaysia, and very few of those are turning over, and the handful that do produced very, very low volumes. So the hype has come out of the market, the biofuels bubble has burst.
One company that is making a go of producing biofuel from palm oil is Malaysia's Carotech. Its primary activity is producing carotene, increasingly popular as a natural food coloring, and tocotrienol, a powerful form of vitamin E. Biodiesel is an incidental byproduct of the extraction process.
Well, it was a bit of an accident really, because when we started to start our Carotech company, we were more interested in the carotene. In the 1995, there was actually no market for biodiesel.
The fact that the company's target is nutrients, not fuel, has distinct advantages at times like these.
Even if we say break even or even we lose slightly in the biodiesel, we can still sustain over a period where the price of crude palm oil is very high. We have a more sustainable or more competitive process compared to, say, a pure conventional biodiesel plant.
Another complication for those looking to turn palm oil into biodiesel is the growing controversy about using food crops to make fuel. Malaysian palm oil giant Sime Darby is looking at ways to avoid that conflict, including producing diesel from the biomass left behind by palm oil processing.
The technology is already there. There are some companies which are actually doing it on the pilot scale. And this is one area where we want to look for strategic alliances. We have the resources. They may have the technology.
The company is also researching a crop originating in Central America called Jatropha. It's widely used as a living fence material in many parts of the world.
This is the stage that we're looking for when we want to do harvesting. They got 3 seeds.
Aside from being a non-food crop, its other key advantage is that this hardy shrub grows in poor quality soils. Studies suggest its seeds can yield about half as much oil per hectare as the oil palm. To try to improve on that, researchers here have gathered varieties found in several countries.
To do the crossbreeding between, for example, Myanmar and India, maybe we can get different, better variety what we have over here.
Among the hurdles researchers face is how to efficiently harvest a crop that doesn't grow in convenient bunches. Still, analysts believe Jatropha holds promise.
We need to find alternatives based on demand and also the environmental issue and the food for fuel problem that the biofuels have faced. The only question is, crops like Jatropha, it's a crop that we don't understand a great deal about. It's not going to happen overnight. I think we're looking at a 5 to 10 year period before we really start to see some major inroads coming through from these alternative crops.
It will prove worth the wait if such crops can help provide a greener alternative to conventional fuel without eating up land that could be used to grow food.